Hello, everyone. Welcome to LUMP TCM 101 webinars. Let's start with blood. Let's welcome Ma'am Mildred Digma, certified acupuncturist from Apayao. Good afternoon, Ma'am Mildred.
Good afternoon po sa lahat. Good afternoon, classmate. So, punta po tayo sa ating topic, blood pathology. There are three basic cases of pathology of blood. Una po dito yung blood deficiency, kulang ng dugo. Blood heat, yun, mainit sa ating dugo. Blood stasis, may mga pagbabara o mga pagbuo. So, blood deficiency. Blood can be deficient when not enough is manufactured. This is mostly caused by deficiency of spleen chi and stomach chi. Diba po yung konti yung kinain natin? So, maaari po tayong magkaroon ng blood deficiency. Konti yung magiging dugo kasi mula sa pagkain. So, other organs implicated po dito ay ang liver and kidneys. So, blood deficiency manifesting primarily in menstrual function with scanty periods or amenorrhea is due to deficiency of kidneys and liver. Kaya yung mga dalagitan na nagsisimula pa lang ang menstruation, so dapat po healthy food yung kinakain para pag nag-mens po, hindi kayo magkakaroon ng mga karanasan na masakit yung puson kasi mayroon kayong blood deficiency. Pag may blood heat naman po, blood can be hot. So mostly due to liver heat. Pag umiinit po yung atay natin, umiinit din po yung dugo kasi andun siya nakaimbak eh. As liver stores blood, liver heat or liver fire is transmitted to blood. Paano? Making it hot in women, blood heat often causes heavy periods. Yung pag mainit po yung dugo, many skin diseases are due to blood heat. Yung po yung makikita natin, may init yung dugo natin. Kung nagme-mens ay sobrang malakas, then madalas marami kayong mga skin disease, nangangati, may mga rashes. Yun po yung nagsasabi na mayroong tayong mainit na dugo. So, clinical note, to cool blood use, ito po, pwede pong acupuncture, ang large intestine 11, o pwede pong pressure, and spleen 10. Kasi yan po yung mga points na nagkukul ng ating blood. Pag may blood stasis naman po, blood can be fail to move properly and stagnate. Ibig sabihin, hindi dumadaloy ng maayos yung dugo. Nagkakaroon ng stagnation, tumitigil sa isang ng channel. So, caused by stagnation of chi, karaniwan po ay pag mayroong liver heat. Paano tayo nagkakaroon ng liver heat kung lagi kayong nagagalit? Yan, nagkakaroon po, maaari kayo magkaroon ng blood stasis. Or by cold, kung masyado pong maraming lamig yung loob ng katawan natin. So, malalaman natin kung blood stasis kasi makirot po yan, masakit. Pag diniinan mo masakit, often causes pain. So, yung clinical note po nito, palakasin po, to invigorate, move the blood. So, pwede pong kidney 14, and spleen 10, and liver 3. Yan po yung mga ina-acupuncture or pwede rin po yung i-acupressure. So, blood and TCM, from a TCM perspective, blood ensures we have nourishment and moisture for entire body. So kung maayos po, sapat ang dugo natin, napakaganda po ng kutis natin. Yan. Blood keeps us tendons, skin, and hair healthy. Yan. Maganda po yung wala tayong mga tumutunog na mga tuhod. Then yung skin natin ay lustrous, yung hair natin makinang, strong and flexible. It lubricates joints and allow for smooth movement. So blood nourishes the mind. Strong blood ensure good sleep and help us wake feeling rested. So kung tama po yung dugo sa ating katawan, masarap po tayong matulog. Pag gumising tayo, talagang energies yung pakiramdam. At maganda tayong mag-isip. So our mind is nourished so we can remember things easily and full grounded in our thoughts. Hindi ka po makakalimutin kung sapat yung dugo sa katawan. Our reaction, focus, and memory are sharp. Dahil ka makaunawa, makatanda. Yan po. How blood is produced and stored. So, una po, food is received and ripened by stomach, then transformed by spleen into nutritive chi. Ang tawag po doon ay food essence. Nakain tayo, then i-grind ng spleen stomach at magiging po siyang nutritive qi. Yung food essence po is sent up to lungs where it is combined with air. So yung hininga natin na pag huminga tayo may papasok na hangin, magko-combine po doon. Then lung and heart, ita-transform po nila ito sa nutritive qi and air into blood, which is then circulate to the body. Blood is then stored in the liver. Kaya yung kanina po na pinakita natin na dapat natutulog ay nung isang araw pala na diagram natin, matutulog po tayo para makapag-store yung blood, then sent out when it is needed for activity. So kung gumagalaw na tayo, magre-release ulit si liver ng blood at isi-circulate ni heart. So siya po yun yung ating diagram ano. Pag kumain ka, food and water, so transport ni spleen, then magiging food essence, then acts on food essence si lungs, then si heart acts on food essence, then magiging ano po yung essence of life, maglalagay po siya ng energy din ano, then si liver, si bones, katulong po niya dun sa kasi yung essence na sa kidney. Then si kidney ang responsible sa bones. Then ipoproduce niya yung bone marrow na kasama nun, napoproduce dun sa blood. So yun po yung ating illustration. Thank you po. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Mildred. Next, we listen to Ma'am Teresita Sumile for body fluids. Good afternoon, Ma'am Teresita Sumile of Rizal.
Good afternoon po, Dr. Hector and classmates. Welcome po sa TCM Basics, Day 10 na po tayo. If the whole tongue is red, it indicates heat or anti-heat, depending on whether it has a coating or not. When the whole tongue is equally red, we cannot actually pinpoint the location of the heat. Often, however, the tongue is either red only in a specific area, or although it is all red, it is redder in a specific area. The 5 areas where the tongue is commonly either red on a normal tongue or redder on a red tongue are the center, the sides or in the liver area, the sides around the center or in the stomach or spleen area, then the tip, the heart area, and the front third, the lung area. Okay, so the first tongue on the left below, the tongue body color is normal and has a red color on the center in the stomach area. Then the second picture is a red tongue with a redder sides in the liver area. Then the third picture is a red tongue with redder sides on the stomach or spleen area. The fourth tongue picture is a red tongue with redder tip in the heart, particularly. And then the last picture on the right, the tongue body color is normal and it has a red color on the front third or in the lung area. Okay. Now, a tongue with redder tip on red and red tongue body color with coating indicates heart full heat. Redder tip on red tongue without coating indicates heart empty heat. Redder sides on red tongue with coating indicates liver full heat. Redder sides on red tongue without coating indicates liver empty heat. Okay. Red sides around center on tongue with coating indicates stomach or spleen full heat. Red sides around the center, more on the right, on the tongue without coating indicates stomach or spleen empty heat. Redder front or in the lung area on the red tongue with coating indicates full heat, lung full heat, and redder front on red tongue without coating indicates lung empty heat. So, and then red center on the tongue with coating indicates stomach heat, and red center on tongue without coating indicates stomach empty heat. So the difference between full heat and empty heat is only the coating. All of them have red tongue body color, but the coating in full heat there is coating. In empty heat there is no coating. Okay. The tongue body color in exterior conditions. In exterior conditions with invasion of external wind, the tongue may not change much if the pathogenic factor is slight. In some cases, the tongue coating may change, as we can see below. Then, if the exterior wind is accompanied by wind, like wind heat, the tongue body color may become red on the sides towards the front, the same area as the chest area defined above. This change is more likely to occur in children. Thus, in the beginning stages of invasion of wind heat, the chest area may become slightly red. Instead, this change is likely to occur in children even before symptoms appear. When the redness spreads towards the center, it means that the pathogenic factor has become inferior. Okay? So, here it is illustrated how external wind heat manifests in the tongue in its early stage and its progression. In the earliest invasion of external wind heat, the tongue becomes red on the sides of the anterior third or on the lung area. When it remains untreated, the pathogenic factor, which is wind heat, moves to the interior, making the center now red as illustrated. Okay? Differentiation between heat and fire. Heat and fire are not the same, although they both share similar characteristics as they both pertain to heat in general sense. They are not quite the same. The distinction between heat and fire is particularly important in herbal therapy as they call for different treatment methods. Chinese books do not always use the terms heat and fire consistently. The confusion arises also because the term heat has two different meanings. In a broad sense, it indicates any syndrome characterized by heat, including fire. Thus, for example, liver fire is a heat pattern. In a narrow sense, heat is used as opposed to fire. This distinction between heat and fire stems from the Yang Ming patterns of the 6 stages in the Xiang Han Lun. Now let's go to yin deficiency and empty heat on the tongue. The tongue shows conditions of yin deficiency and empty heat clearly. It is important to understand that although empty heat derives from yin deficiency, it takes time for it to develop. Therefore, a patient may display all the signs of yin deficiency on the tongue for several years without developing empty heat. And the tongue shows this clearly by being of a normal color and lacking of coating. A tongue without coating indicates yin deficiency first and foremost of the stomach. In addition, it may also indicate yin deficiency of the kidneys, liver, or heart. In fact, yin deficiency manifests on the tongue with a lack of coating. Therefore, a tongue without coating but of a normal body color indicates yin deficiency without empty heat. So take note of this. As yin deficiency aggravates with time, empty heat may develop and this turns the tongue red. Therefore, empty heat on the tongue is manifested by a red body color together with the absence of coating. One often hears that in yin deficiency, the tongue is red, a statement that is tempting to make since in yang deficiency, the tongue is pale. This is not so. Please bear in mind that in yin deficiency, the tongue lacks a coating and has a normal color. In empty heat, the tongue lacks a coating and its body is red. Okay? And yin deficiency take a longer time to progress to yin deficiency with empty heat. And again, a tongue which has a normal color without coating, that is yin deficiency, and a red tongue without coating indicates empty heat. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Teresita. Up next is the yin and yang theory to be presented by Ma'am Needs, you, certified acupuncturist, Silang, Cavite. Good afternoon, Ma'am Needs.
Good afternoon, Doc Hector, and good afternoon, everyone. So the topic for our yin and yang organs of the body, part 2. That's our topic. Thank you. So triple warmer. Let's go to triple warmer. Whole of interior of the body, which when entered into would be warm. It houses all the 10 yin and yang organs. It is divided into 3 parts: the upper, the middle, and the lower warmer. The part above diaphragm is upper warmer. The urinary and reproductive system is in pelvic area, which is the lower warmer. And the rest of the organs lie in the middle warmer. Okay? Triple warmer po yan. So, ayan po yung illustration, yung non-triple warmer. The upper warmer, nandoon yung heart and lungs. Sa middle warmer, andun yung liver, gallbladder, and the spleen and the stomach. And sa lower warmer, yung kidney, urinary system, and the reproductive system. Parang inaapoyan po siya. Okay? Sumisingaw. So, sa middle warming, para po yung cooking pot, yun yung main digestion and absorption of nutrients with intestines, absorbing pure nutrients and water, sending the rest to large intestine to be defecated. Okay, yan po yung trabaho nila. Sa lower burner naman, it is a place of kidney and urinary bladder. Yung urinary and reproductive systems din nandyan, compared with the fire that cooks the pot and its contents. Okay? Yan po. If middle and lower warmers work well together in harmony, upper warmer with heart and lungs will get steady stream of energy. So if pot is too full of or empty, or if fire is too high or low, upper warmer will be affected adversely. Yan. Ito. You see the illustration. When treating problems of lungs or heart, check if the other 2 warmers are working well together. When the 3 warmers are in disharmony, there is major imbalance compared with imbalance in 1 or 2 organs. Okay? Often, we see that there are symptoms in one warmer, which seems like an excess state, but it is because of a deficiency of another part of the body. If we pay too much attention to possible excess symptom, we can miss importance of deficient symptoms elsewhere. Okay? Example of triple warmer imbalances: people with thin upper body and wide hips and thighs, parang triangle. Or wide upper body, abdomen, but thin hips and legs. Yan, para namang kabaliktaran ng triangle. As examples of disequilibria in fat and fluid distribution. Yan po yung itsura ng triple warmer imbalances. Okay? Sa bottom heavy type, it shows symptoms of heart and lung deficiency, Yun po yung may poor immune system and paleness, poor concentration and memory, arrhythmia or anxiety. There is swollen legs and dry cough because kidneys do not ascend water to upper warmer. Okay? Heart and lung should be tonified with points that take energy from middle or lower warmer. Okay? So, ito yung diseases, development from yin-yang perspective. Yung pong sa yin, yung pathogenic evils na tinatawag, it affects, it disturb the balance of the body. So, nagkakaroon ng conflict, yung healthy energy ay naiapektuhan at nagkakaroon ng problema sa pag-heal. Okay? Doon po sa yin ay magkakaroon ng excess kasi gawa ng excessive yin evils, yun yung invasion of external dampness or coldness. And sa yang naman ay magkakaroon ng deficiency of yang qi, yun yung physiological underfunctioning, nagkakaroon ng ganon. And then excessive yang evils, example, invasion of external wind or heat, nagkakaroon ng yang excess. At sa kabila naman, sa yin ay nagkakaroon ng yin deficiency and deficiency of yin essence, yun yung insufficient materials, nutrient materials. Okay po, yin and yang yung kabila. Yung black yung yin, yung white yung yang. Okay? Thank you po very much.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Neats. Up next is the 5 elements. Let's go to Legazpi to listen to Sardino Pinero. Good afternoon, Sardino.
Good afternoon, Doc. Good afternoon po sa lahat. Now, we go to the 5 elements, Cheng cycle, overacting cycle, part 2. Earth overacting on water. The main clinical manifestation, patient merong edema, difficult urination, and may yellow face. Yung earth overacting on water, there is a deficient spleen, fails to transform and transport fluids which accumulate and obstruct kidney function of transformation and excretion of fluid. Water overacting on fire. The clinical manifestation, meron siyang edema of ankles, backache, feeling of cold, merong dizziness, expectoration of thin watery sputum, and meron siyang palpitations. Doctors usually classify edema as either pitting or non-pitting. If you press a swollen area with your fingers and it doesn't cause an indentation in the skin, it is considered non-pitting. Ibig sabihin, pag nag-press ko sa skin ng fingers, wala siyang naiiwan na parang bumabakat pag inalis na yung daliri. Non-pitting edema po yun. The areas of pitting edema respond to pressure, usually from a hand or finger. For example, when you press on the skin with your fingers, it leaves an indentation even after you remove your finger. So, naiiwan po yung paka-press po ng finger, nakitang-kita po dun sa skin, pitting edema naman po yun. Chronic pitting edema is often a sign of liver, heart, or kidney problems. It can also be a symptom of a problem with nearby veins. Applying pressure to non-pitting edema, on the other hand, doesn't cause any lasting indentation. It's often a sign of a condition affecting the thyroid or lymphatic system naman po. So ito po, water overacting on fire. Okay. The fire overacting on metal, meron siyang cough with profuse yellow sputum, feeling of heat, and red face. Ang fire overacting on metal may corresponds to full heat in the lung. The metal overacting on wood, yung meron siyang tiredness, merong irritability, feeling of distension, merong cough, and white face. Sa metal overacting on wood, there's lack of descending of lung qi, impairs free flow of liver qi. So thank you po. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Sir Dino. Next, we go to functions of the types of qi. Let's listen to Ma'am Teresita Sumile, or the qi relationships.
Good afternoon ulit, Dr. Hector and classmates. Types of, we are now on the production of our qi production, functions, and relationships. Now let's take up first qi production. Spleen produces food qi or good qi from the food that we ingest. So as illustrated, the food and water that we drink, liquid that we eat and drink, goes directly to the stomach, and the stomach ripened it. Once the food is already ripened in the stomach, the spleen now transforms them into good qi. And then spleen, okay po. Now, qi and blood of entire body are based on and formed by food qi. Spleen sends food qi to lungs. So again, as illustrated, the spleen now sends the food qi to the lungs to be combined with the air in the lungs, forming them into zong qi or gathering qi. Okay. Now, in the lungs, gathering qi, zong qi, and true qi are produced using oxygen in the air, which can be viewed as cosmic energy, okay, as we can see in the illustration. Here we can see in the human heart, the zong qi is combined with the yuan qi or original qi stored in the kidneys, forming them into zen qi or true qi, which is now ready for circulation in our body. Now, the coarser form or the weight qi flows in the exterior in the space between the skin and the muscles. And the dense one, which is the yin qi or nutritive qi, flows in the interior in the blood level. Okay? In qi deficiency, entire process of qi production must be examined in order to determine in which areas the qi production is deficient. Now, in case of qi deficiency, the tongue is thin with white coating and has slit marks. And symptoms are, now let's go to, and symptoms of qi deficiency are fatigue, poor appetite, spontaneous sweating, shortness of breath, overthinking, and worrying. Now let's go to qi functions. Qi, the first function of qi is to transform. Spleen qi transforms ingested food into food qi. Next function of qi is to move. Each activity is on physical or mental level, corresponds to movement of qi. Lung qi transports body fluids to skin level. Next function is to hold. Spleen chi holds organ and their place and blood in the vessel. Bladder chi holds the urine. Next function is to protect. Defense Wei chi of lungs protects the body from pathogenic factors. Next function is to warm. Kidney chi warms entire body. This function is connected to kidney yang. Distinction between qi deficiency and yang deficiency are yang deficiency always has some sort of cold signs not present in qi deficiency. Next, let's go to qi relationships. Most important relationship of qi include its relation to yang, blood, and to zhang organs. Yang interpreted as generic form of qi, a gradual difference exists between qi deficiency and yang deficiency. Qi deficiency can be regarded as initial stage of yang deficiency. Signs of yang deficiency are signs of qi deficiency plus cold symptoms not present in qi deficiency. Okay, so all signs of yang deficiency of qi deficiency plus cold symptoms not present in qi deficiency are symptoms of yang deficiency, signs of yang deficiency. And then dampness deficiency more dominant in yang deficiency. Okay. Qi produces blood. Full qi is basis of blood. Blood deficiency often occurs with qi deficiency. It is necessary to tonify qi in order to strengthen the blood. Now, in blood deficiency, the tongue in blood deficiency has little or no coating and the color is pale. Then its function is symptoms are dizziness, fatigue, palpitations, poor concentration, insomnia, and women's problem. Qi moves the blood. Without qi, blood would be a sluggish substance. If qi moves, blood follows. If qi stagnates, blood clots. Qi holds the blood, meaning spleen qi holds blood in the vessels. Blood nourishes qi. Qi needs blood for its nutrition. Blood deficiency can result in qi deficiency. It is necessary to tonify blood in order to strengthen qi. Blood forms material basis for qi. It keeps qi from drifting away. Kidney qi supports metabolism in entire body. So, symptoms of kidney qi are incontinence, bedwetting, frequent urination, premature ejaculation, amenorrhea, low back aches, and enuresis. Kidney qi is connected to sexual drive. It controls lower orifices and produces marrow. The brain is the sea of marrow. Spleen qi transports and transforms food. It holds organs in their place and blood in the vessels. Liver qi ensures harmonious flow of qi and emotions in the entire body. So there are 7 emotions: the happiness, anger, worry, anxiety, sadness, fear, and terror. Smooth qi flow is important in menstruation and digestion. Lung qi is very much involved in qi production. So in case of lung qi deficiency, symptoms are weak cough, fatigue, shortness of breath, weak voice, catches cold easily, asthma, sleep apnea, and environmental allergies. Lung qi protects body from penetration of pathogenic factors. Lung qi distributes defense wei qi to body surface. Next. Heart qi governs transportation of blood and supports the lungs. Heart functions in Chinese medicine. It controls blood circulation, controls sweat, opens into the tongue and affects speech. And then, in charge of happiness and joy, manifests in the face, controls blood vessels and pulse strength, and then houses the mind, mental activity, and memory and sleep. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Teresita. Up next is Zangfu organs. Let's listen to Ma'am Nits Yu once again. Good afternoon, Ma'am Nits ulit.
Good afternoon po ulit, Doc Hector. So, Zangfu organs. Spleen functions day 2. Okay. Spleen governs muscles and for extremities. Spleen provides qi and blood for muscles and for extremities. Fullness and strength of limbs depends on spleen's function of transportation and transformation. Okay? Activity of limbs depends on yang qi produced by the spleen. If spleen function is weak, extremities are no longer sufficiently supplied with qi and blood. Muscles become weak and cold. Even atrophy can develop. Okay. Some athletes present weaker muscles on one side of the body despite balance training. Impairment of spleen function can manifest in health problems that appear simultaneously in all 4 extremities. Okay. Spleen holds blood in the vessels. Spleen yang holds blood in vessels. Impairment of spleen's function of managing blood results in abnormal bleeding. Example, blood in stool, blood in urine, abnormal uterine bleeding. Okay. Another reason for abnormal bleeding is heat in the blood. It is the reckless movement of heat drives blood out of the vessels. Okay. Spleen holds organs in place. Spleen yang holds organs in their place. Impediment of dysfunction can cause organ prolapse. For example, prolapse of bladder or uterus. Ingenual hernia is also viewed in this context. Okay, yan po yan. Slight weakness of the spleen functions leads to increase of inter-abdominal pressure. This increased pressure strains inner organs and can be causal factor for lumbar spine syndromes. If acupuncture point stomach 30 is tender to touch, impediment of this spleen function or chongmai can be assumed. Okay. Spleen open into the mouth and manifest in lips. Mouth is the outer orifice of the spleen. Food transformation starts in mouth. Food is prepared by chewing for further transformation in spleen. Okay. If spleen qi is strong, mouth can distinguish the 5 tastes and lips are rosy. Diseases of the spleen are reflected in changes of appetite and changes in taste in mouth or loss of taste. Okay, yan po. Okay, problema. Spleen is responsible for learning. Thinking and studying depend on healthy spleen. Spleen function of transformation is not restricted to food alone. Function is also responsible for assimilation and processing of knowledge, and transformation of mentalhood. Okay? Excessive study can weaken the spleen and effect is similar to overeating. Pareho lang siya. Okay? To acquire a large amount of knowledge in a short period of time, it causes spleen to be overwhelmed and studied material cannot be digested in this short time. The gained knowledge remains on superficial level and is not understood in its deepest level. So, hinay-hinay lang. Okay? Overthinking affects the spleen. Overthinking damages the spleen, and weak spleen can manifest in overthinking. Such vicious circles are often seen in TCM. They show that it is difficult to break an existing pattern. Overthinking can lead to our accumulation of dampness. Okay? Overthinking includes sticky attachment to one's own thoughts. Okay? A change in diet or eating habits is sometimes not enough. So yun, wag mag-overthink. Root cause in mental level has to be addressed. Yung fanaticism daw can manifest as a sign of spleen disharmony. Pwede pala yun, ano? Okay? Satisfaction reflects a healthy spleen. If spleen is strong and well balanced, we are emotionally satisfied. We are satisfied with the way we look and with the things we do. Okay? Spleen disharmony can manifest or as dissatisfaction. Walang satisfaction. We dislike our appearance and the things we do or don't do. Ayaw natin lahat. Okay? Perception changes and the world is perceived with negative outlook. The ability to perceive the world in an objective manner is decreased or lost. Okay? Thank you for attention, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Needs, for that very interesting topic. I'm sure maraming nakaka-relate. Okay, so let's now go to the next one. Let's listen to Sir Dino Pinero for the meridian theory. Good afternoon ulit, Sir Dino.
Good afternoon, Doc. Good afternoon po sa lahat. Now we go to the meridian theory, the Yang-Ming large intestine channel. Physiological significance of the channel changes. Observation of areas related to Yang-Ming large intestine. Meron siyang redness around the nostrils, may indicate heat toxin in the large intestine. So, check natin itong picture kung meron tayo, okay? Sa pulse palpation of areas related to Yang-Ming large intestine. Check the area around LI5, dito po sa may malapit sa wrist. Also mentioned in relation to the lung channel. A large, even visible pulse in this area may indicate an external disorder. These may even be seen in early cases of Bell's palsy where the Yang-Ming channel is primarily affected. A deep, tight pulse in the area may indicate Yang-Ming excess, constipation, or severe pain in the face. Sometimes this pulse will also be especially weak in the cases of Yang-Ming or Tai-Yin deficient cold type diarrhea or constipation. Palpating the channel, pressing the points and feeling the body surface. Palpating the Yang-Ming channel may sometimes reveal weakness or softness along the entire path of the channel on the forearm. This indicates deficiency. Bowel movements will most likely be loose, with visible fecal pieces mixed with fluids. In this type of patient, deficiency of the large intestine has led to a lack of proper reabsorption of fluids. Hardness along the channel is often seen in tooth pain, sa gum inflammation, or certain types of external headache. If there are shallow nodules or tenderness in the area of LI4 and LI6, this often indicates the presence of external condition. So check po natin yung mga points, LI5, LI6. Like sa pain in the face, there is pwedeng Bell's palsy, pwedeng tooth pain, or other types of inflammation along the Yang-Ming channel. So dito po meron tayong picture ng sa area ng LI5. Pwede natin ma-check siya kung merong large pulse, external condition. Kung deep, small pulse, strong, ibig sabihin excess type, constipation. Kung weak naman, deficiency type. Kung merong softness and weakness, it is a cold type chronic diarrhea. Sa area ng LI7 and LI10, kung meron tayong na palpate na nodules, pwedeng merong large intestine polyps or colitis, or may indicate chronic throat, trachea, esophagus ng inflammation. Sa area naman ng LI11, kung may papalpate tayong soft nodules, there could be an external condition, intestinal inflammation. Sa area ng LI10 to LI11, pag may mapalpate na hardness, there could be a presence of chronic upper GI condition or shallow nodules, meaning pwedeng magkaroon ng acute or upper GI or throat inflammation. Sa LI10, pag hard nodules, there could be a chronic LI condition, may have changes in LI organ, or kung may pain, acute intestinal inflammation, or kung mayroong softness and weakness, this could indicate generalized Yang-Ming LI organ deficiency. Sa area ng LI4, LI6, pag makapalpate ng hardness, this could be a chronic blood stasis, problem on face like stroke or paralysis. Sa shallow nodules naman, there could be presence of acute Bell's palsy, Yang-Ming facial inflammation, or tooth pain. Okay po? So, thank you po for your attention.
Thank you very much, Sir Dino. We now come to the last topic, breathlessness. We are now on pathology of breathlessness. The causes of breathlessness primarily center on the lungs, spleen, and kidney. So you remember the three zang: lungs, spleen, and kidneys. The lungs, which govern qi, are always involved. As in breathlessness, lung qi fails to descend. This failure to descend occurs when lung qi is obstructed by exterior wind or by phlegm, or when it is deficient. The kidneys are the root of qi. They receive qi and hold it down. Kaya tinatawag siyang root of qi. Lungs and kidneys, they work in coordination for proper breathing. As lung qi descends to the kidneys, and the kidneys have to hold it down. The lungs control exhalation, and the kidneys control inhalation. Thus, in chronic breathlessness, a difficulty in inhalation indicates kidney deficiency, while a difficulty in exhalation points to lung deficiency. Although the pattern of kidneys not receiving qi, which is typical of chronic breathlessness, is a yang deficiency pattern, both kidney yin and kidney yang deficiency can lead to chronic breathlessness. Other organs involved in breathlessness are the spleen. So when you have deficiency of the spleen, this will lead to phlegm formation. And the phlegm, as we mentioned, can obstruct the descending of lung qi. Phlegm is often present, especially in bronchitic breathlessness. So here we see a diagram demonstrating the roles of lung, spleen, and kidneys in the pathology of breathlessness. So the main issue here when you have lung involvement is that the lung chi is not descending. If there's involvement of the spleen, this is because the spleen chi is weak, which leads to phlegm formation. And if you happen to have weak kidneys, this will be unable to receive the chi. So, and this will also lead to breathlessness because kidneys, being the root of chi, are unable to anchor the chi. So all of this, lung, spleen, and kidneys, are when weakened, will lead to breathlessness. So this is something for good practitioners to think about. Liver yang or liver fire rising can impair the descending of lung chi, and this will lead to chronic breathlessness. Why does this happen? Because lung chi and liver chi are coordinated. Liver chi ascends, lung chi descends, and the proper ascending, descending is ensured by both organs functioning well. So it should be pointed out that the ascending of liver chi to the lungs is physiological. In pathology, when liver chi is excessive and rebels upward, this will prevent lung chi from descending. So when it happens, when there is failure to descend, there will be breathlessness. In very chronic cases in old people, the heart may also be involved in two ways. First of all, the heart vessels, they fill the lungs, and the lung chi moves blood. If lung chi is deficient, blood is not moved, and so it stagnates in the lungs. So this will lead to right heart failure, secondary to fluid retention in the lungs. Here we have figures showing to us the coordination of liver chi and lung chi. Okay, so the lungs are supposed to assist the ascending of liver chi, while the liver is supposed to assist the descending of lung chi. So there has to be proper coordination between the liver chi and the lung chi. Now here is a demonstration of how a pathology or how in coordination will lead to problems. So if you have a rebellious, here we have a rebellious liver chi affecting the descending of lung chi. So if the liver chi is rebellious, this will actually prevent the descending of lung chi. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, everyone, and hope to see you in our next session.